Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome to week 3 of keto meal prep. I have a feeling today's meal prep is going to take me a little bit longer because I'm trying a lot of new recipes, and by the time you get the ingredients together and all that good stuff, then it just, it takes a little time. But let me just tell you how worth it is, just because this has been a total lifesaver when it comes to, being a full-time working mom and just being busy all the time. So meal prepping has definitely saved my life through the week, because honestly, if I really didn't want to, I wouldn't even really have to pick up much of a pot or a pan during the week. Sometimes, because we do kind of go through food a lot, just because I had somebody ask me, that's a lot of food. Why do you need that much food made? Well, you got to remember that we are a family of 4, for 1, and for 2, I have a teenage boy in the house, and for 3, we have company a lot. And I'm just that person where when somebody walks into my house, that's kind of one of the first things I ask. Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Did you eat? So every time somebody comes to my house, I am willing to feed anybody. So that is one of the reasons why I make so much food. But let's get in the kitchen and let's find out what we're cooking today. So I'm just filling up my bowl with cold water. I'm going to throw some vinegar in there, and I'm going to throw my blueberries in there and let them soak. Alright, I'm just going to let these soak for a little bit, and then we are going to take them out and rinse them off. Alright, blueberries are rinsed, and I just put them right back in their same container. Alright, so I just have some cucumbers soaking in some vinegar water and some lemons soaking in some vinegar water, so that way they're nice and clean. I'll show you what I'm going to do with the cucumbers when they are clean, and this is for our apple cider vinegar drink. Alright, so I'm just going to prepare my vegetables and all that good stuff for the week. So I'm going to start with this celery. I'm just going to cut off the ends here. And then I'm just going to take these out. Alright, so I just literally cut them in half, and these are going to be for snack bags with ranch. I'm just going to throw this celery right here in this bowl and let those soak. Alright, so for the zucchini, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut the ends off. And I literally just called this cucumber a zucchini. Now, I don't know about you, but I really don't think that that looks like a zucchini. But whatever. So I'm just going to cut the ends off. I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to cut this part in half again. Just like that. And then we're going to open these little zucchini, just kidding, cucumbers up. And I'm just going to take my spoon, and I'm just going to basically dig out the middle. Just like that. And I'm going to leave them kind of hollow like that, because I'm going to use these for instance, like for Oscar to put the tuna salad in, or you could even put egg salad in there. You could literally put whatever you want in there, but it's like a little boat that you can stuff with whatever. This is the part my daughter wants to do, so she is going to take over from here. Alright, so the lemons and the celery are clean. I'm going to take those out and I'm going to give them a rinse, and they will be prepared for the week. Alright, so we have our zucchini, little zucchini boats in the baggie, and I'm going to put a paper towel in here as well. Now we're just going to prepare our green beans, because there's a dish in the middle of the week with some Italian sausage that I want to prepare, and I'm going to prepare it with some green beans. But the green beans, literally all I'm going to do, just like last week, is cut the ends off, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is cut them in half, and I'm going to throw them straight into that bowl to get them nice and clean. Alright, so now I'm just going to take this one bunch of romaine lettuce. I'm just gonna chop off the ends, and then I'm gonna leave the rest as leaves so that way we can have wraps during the week.
Those smell like a jungle.
And whatever we don't use for wraps, then I just cut it up later for salads. And the smaller stuff in the middle, I just cut that up for salads as well. So I'm just gonna pop all these into this water. Then I'm gonna take these 3 romaine hearts and I'm gonna kind of do the same thing that I just did to that romaine lettuce. I'm just gonna chop it for our salads. So again, I'm just gonna chop off the ends and I'm just gonna chop them up into teeny tiny bite-sized pieces. All right, next up is the strawberries. So we are just going to cut the ends off again. Look for any bad pieces, and if there is none, we're just gonna drop it right there in the water. And again, my daughter is gonna take over. All right, so now I'm just going to prepare my ranch seasoning that I make. And again, I will link all of these recipes down below for you guys, but I'm literally just going to do it in this little baggie that I already labeled ranch. So I just literally throw everything in there and give it a good shake, shake, shake. But let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is put in 2 teaspoons of salt. There's 1. There's 2. 4 tablespoons of parsley. 1. That's about 3. All right, so we'll call that 4. 3 teaspoons of dill. 1, 2, 3. 2 teaspoons of dried chives. 4 teaspoons of garlic powder. 4 teaspoons of onion powder. 4 teaspoons of onion flakes. 2 teaspoons of pepper. Now I'm literally just going to close up this bag and I'm just going to give it a little shake, 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 just like that. So now we're just gonna take our celery and we are going to separate them into these little baggies, and then we're gonna have the celery with some ranch dip. I'm not gonna do like a big thing of baggies like I did last time with the cucumbers and the whole 9 yards, because I think everybody got tired of them. And honestly, I'm not doing a bunch of snacks anyway because I don't feel like people snacked that much. I think they're getting used to the keto diet, and so they were just full, so they didn't need a snack. So I'm only gonna do celery with ranch this time. So my daughter's gonna separate all of the celery into these sandwich bags. All right, so now I'm just gonna take my homemade ranch. So that ranch seasoning that I made, I just used 2 tablespoons for about half of one of these. It is a 24-ounce container. So if it's the smaller container, then you would use 2 tablespoons for the smaller container. But if this is full and you want to make a whole thing, I would probably use 4 tablespoons. But do it to taste. I mean, just because I like that doesn't mean you're going to. But anyway, I got these little containers at the Dollar Tree. I literally just fill up these containers with the ranch dip and make a mess while I'm doing it, because that's what I do. Just like that, and I don't know about y'all, but I love ranch, so I fill those up pretty good. Oh, and we literally just like throw it in the bag just like that, because they're clean, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, so I'm not gonna prepare these ahead of time, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. The salami that I got at Costco that I showed y'all in my grocery haul, these are like super thinly sliced, and these are super simple to have a simple snack. What we like to do is we take a napkin and we double up the napkin. We put 4 slices on the napkin. We throw it in the microwave for about 1:15 to 1:20, and it turns out like salami chips, and they are so good. Like if you're looking for something with a crunch and salty, this is perfect. And then you could even throw some cream cheese on there, and it is delicious. This is one of Tyler's favorite snacks. I just have my cherry tomatoes in this vinegar water soaking for salads. All right, so this recipe is a repeat from last week. This is one that my daughter liked so much, she asked me to make it again. So this is the same one from last week, but it is the Couldn't Be Easier barbecue pork roast. So basically I'm just going to add in the rest of the, hopefully y'all can see that, the rest of the barbecue sauce that we didn't use last week. I'm gonna add in some minced garlic. I don't know about y'all, but I am like a huge garlic lover. Gonna add in just some of these chopped onions. This is just dried. You can do real onions if you want. I don't, because my kids aren't real big fans of that, so I just added in like that, and you can't even tell. Gonna add in some pepper, some salt, and I am going to add in some of this Baby Ray's hot sauce just to give it a little more flavor. Just a few dashes, it doesn't need a ton. I'm just gonna pop the lid on this bad boy and cook it on low for about 6 to 7 hours. All right, so again, I'm just going to boil my boiled eggs in the Instant Pot here. So I'm gonna put 1 cup of water in the bottom of it. There's 1 cup of water. And I think I'm gonna boil 16 eggs again this week, so that way I can make some more egg salad, because Oscar and Tyler really enjoy that. All right, so there's 16 eggs. I'm gonna pop the lid on this. Make sure it's on sealing, which it is. Then I'm just gonna come down here and I'm going to press egg. And that's it. It's going to cook for 5 minutes, and then it's going to do a natural release for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna put them in an ice bath for 5 minutes. All right, so the eggs are done. We are just gonna release it up top here and get the rest of it. Pulling out my eggs, I just wanted to show you 2 of them did crack, which is weird because the last couple times that I did this, they did not. So I don't know what's up with that, but whatever, it's okay. It's not a big deal because I'll just use those ones for my egg salad. All right, so the eggs are in the ice bath. Another one cracked, but that was because I dropped it. Apparently I'm having egg issues today. But either way, some of them are gonna be boiled eggs for salads. I'm gonna use about 10 of these eggs to throw in an egg salad. All right, so next I'm just gonna shell our eggs, and I'm gonna make some egg salad for Oscar, Tyler, whoever wants it for their breakfast, their lunch, whatever. I'm just gonna slice our eggs right into the container that I'm gonna store them in. Just like that. All right, so I'm just gonna throw some mustard in there, some mayonnaise. You could jazz this up more by putting in cream cheese, sour cream, whatever. You could throw in celery. You could throw in things that would give it a crunch. We just like it plain. I'm gonna throw some salt in there, a little bit of pepper. All right, so it's done. I'm just gonna throw it in the container here. So I just threw it in the container. I'm gonna throw the lid on here and stick this in the fridge. So the next thing I'm gonna prepare is tuna salad. So I threw 2 cans of tuna in there and 2 hard-boiled eggs. I'm just gonna mix this up. I'm gonna put some Dijon mustard in there. I'm gonna throw some mayonnaise in there. I'm gonna throw a little bit of sour cream in here. I'm gonna throw in these bacon crumbles. And then I'm gonna throw a little bit of dill in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper as well. And there you go, it's done. I'm not making a ton because Oscar will probably be the only one that eats that. All right, so I'm just gonna put it in this smaller container. There we go, all ready. All right, so I have my pan here. It is definitely heated up, and I am going to throw 3 pounds of ground beef in this pan. 2 pounds of it are going to be for the taco soup, and 1 pound of it is going to be for the taco pie. All right, we got our ground beef rocking and rolling over here, y'all. All right, next up, I am going to cook up this chorizo that I got from Sprouts because I have a couple of dishes that I want to make with this chorizo. Alrighty, let's get this all broke up, and then we're gonna let this cook. Alright, so we're just gonna let this cook, and I'll break it up more as it cooks. It'll be easier to break up then, but woohoo, I love chorizo, y'all. Alright, so our chorizo is done. I am going to take 4 ounces of this and save it for our chorizo green chili cauliflower mac and cheese. And then the rest of this chorizo I'm going to make like a breakfast dish, and I will show you how I prepare that. Alright, now I'm just going to take my bundle of cilantro, and I'm just going to literally cut the ends off just like that, and I'm just going to throw them away. And I'm going to throw these in the water, vinegar water. All right, just like that, and I'm just gonna let these soak. All right, so the cilantro is rinsed. I just threw it on this paper towel to dry it off a little bit. Oh, I don't like how that piece looks. And then I'm gonna cut up a little bit of this and put it in our chorizo meat mixture for breakfast. It's gonna be so good. So I'm just chopping up my cilantro, and it doesn't take a whole lot because cilantro is kind of strong, so a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just cutting a little bit up, and I'm going to throw it in that meat mixture and give it a little mix, and I'm going to throw in our seasonings, and gonna be the bomb. All right, so I'm just going to take some of these hot dogs, and I'm going to cut them up into bite-sized pieces. I think I'm going to do about 3. These are going to be for the breakfast chorizo dish. Yes, I know hot dogs are not the healthiest, but this dish is so stinking good. A lady at my work is the one that actually told me about this. Her husband makes it, and she let me try it, and oh my golly, it was so good. So I'm gonna throw this in with the chorizo. All right, so there's our hot dogs in the chorizo. Now I'm just gonna throw some of this ham in there as well. All right, I don't really measure, just put as much as you would like. Doesn't even matter. And then I'm gonna put in some of these bacon crumbles here. You can use fresh bacon that you make yourself, but I'm really loving these bacon crumbles because they taste just like bacon, and it's seriously like no fuss. So this is like my new go-to. I don't even remember the last time I've actually made bacon, to be honest with you. I know that sounds lazy, but I'm just a busy person. So then I'm just gonna stir all this up, and then I'm gonna add some seasonings as well. Just gonna throw the cilantro in there. Give that a little stir.
Now this looks amazing. And how man does it smell good. Woo!
All right, so you guys can put fresh onions in here. My kids aren't hip on fresh onions, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of this onion powder. To be honest with you though, onions would be amazing in here. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of black pepper. And then I'm gonna throw in some sea salt. It's not gonna take like a ton of salt, to be honest with you, because the chorizo has so much flavor in itself. So I'm just gonna give that a quick stir. All right, so our breakfast chorizo meat mixture is done, and I'm gonna throw this in a container, and this is gonna be a great breakfast in the morning. All right, so I just put my chorizo in a little baggie. This is about 4 ounces of chorizo. And this is going to be for that chorizo, green chili, cauliflower mac and cheese that I'm going to make during the week. And this will actually be in a future dinner and Dollar Tree as well. So our ground beef is done and ready to rock and roll and get our dishes going. So now I'm gonna get the taco soup going in my crock pot here, and I put 2 pounds of ground beef in there. All right, so I'm gonna put in some minced garlic. It says 2 cloves, but I'm just using this kind that's already minced, so I'm just putting in a couple of teaspoons. It calls for a 1/2 cup of diced onions. I'm just gonna use my onion flakes here. I make my own taco seasoning because just like the ranch, I don't really care for the ingredients in the packaged ones, but you could totally use the packaged ones. But I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of that in there, and I will link this recipe down below as well. We're gonna do about a 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. We're gonna do 2 cans of these Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies. We're gonna do 8 ounces of cream cheese. It says to do a 1/2 cup of cilantro. I didn't really measure it out. I just kind of cut some up and I'm throwing it in there. And now I'm gonna throw this beef broth in there, and we're gonna use the entire 32 ounces. I'm just gonna give this a stir. And then we're gonna pop the lid on here, and we're gonna cook this for 4 hours on low. All right, now I'm gonna prepare our taco pie. So this is right here. This is about 1 pound of ground beef, and I did stir in 3 tablespoons of my homemade taco seasoning. So I'm basically just going to drop all this in the bottom of this casserole dish here. This is just a small 9-inch casserole dish. Then I'm just gonna get a bowl out and I'm gonna combine the rest of the ingredients. So I'm gonna put 6 eggs in this bowl here. I'm gonna throw in there 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna throw in there a couple of teaspoons of minced garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Then I'm just gonna whisk all this together. Then I'm just gonna pour this mixture over the ground beef. Then I'm just gonna add a fairly generous amount of shredded cheese. Now I'm just gonna bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes or until the center is set and the cheese is browned. Here is our taco pie. Let me just tell you, this smells absolutely amazing. I am going to let this cool a little bit and then I'm gonna throw it in the fridge. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna prepare is the keto butter chicken. And I am gonna make my life easier and I'm just going to toss this rotisserie chicken in my electric skillet here. It's cold because I bought it yesterday. I pick up my groceries on Saturday and then I do my meal prep and all that good stuff on Sunday. But I'm just gonna throw it in here. In the directions, it actually says to use a pound of chicken breast. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just going to do this because it makes my life easier. All right, then you're gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. Gonna throw in some garlic, 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric, one teaspoon ground ginger. It says pink salt, but I'm just going to use sea salt here. And it says to put in a teaspoon, 3/4 teaspoon of chili powder, then 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon. I'm just gonna stir this all up, let it cook a little bit, and kind of mix all the flavors together, and then I'm gonna throw this in a container and get ready to throw it in the fridge. All right, so our keto butter chicken is done. I'm gonna throw this in a container, let it cool, throw it in the fridge. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna prepare are the blueberry muffins. I will link this recipe down below as well, but I'm gonna actually double this batch so that way we have plenty for the entire week. The original batch makes 8, so I'm going to make 16. So I'm gonna put in 2 cups of almond flour. Also, I went ahead and preheated my oven to 350 degrees as well. I'm gonna do 4 teaspoons of baking powder. A 1/2 cup of melted butter. 4 tablespoons of almond milk. 4 large eggs. 1/2 cup of swerve, or any whatever sugar substitute you want to use. I'm gonna do 40 drops of the liquid stevia. Gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then about 1/4 teaspoon of, it says pink salt, I'm just gonna use a little bit of sea salt. Then I'm just gonna stir this. So I already prepared my muffin tins. I sprayed my cupcake paper cups. I am just going to kind of put some in each muffin cup here.
It feels pretty good with that.
All right, so now these are ready to top with the blueberries. And you can put as many blueberries as you want. You can even mix the blueberries in, but they did sink to the bottom, just an FYI. So I'm just gonna kind of put them in there. All right, so these are ready to go in the oven. I'm gonna throw them in the oven again at 350 degrees for between 22 to 25 minutes. muffins are done. I think I left them in a little too long, but not too bad. Like these are so good. Y'all, if you have not tried Keto Connect's blueberry muffins, these are amazing. I absolutely love Keto Connect. I love their videos. I love their recipes. I just love them. So definitely give these a try. These are the best. All right, so our barbecue pork is done. I am going to throw this in a container and let it cool so I can throw it in the fridge. All right, so our taco soup is done as well, and I am going to get this in a container, but oh man, does it look delicious. All right, y'all, so here's the finished product. We have our baggies with the celery and the ranch dressing. We have our green beans for our stir fry that I want to do in the middle of the week. And I also have cabbage that I actually already prepared. It is already ready to go as well. We have these cucumber boats for, I mean, really people could even eat these as snacks because it made kind of a lot. You could have these as snacks. You could put the tuna in there, whatever, for lunch. We have the romaine leaves here for wraps. Whatever doesn't get eaten for wraps, we can definitely just cut it up and have it as a salad. And we have 2 pretty large bags here for salads, so that is perfect. We have our cut up strawberries. We have our washed grape tomatoes. We have our blueberry muffins here for breakfast, for a snack, whatever. I accidentally put my thumb in that one. Whoopsie. We have our cilantro that's already washed and ready to go. We have our taco pie, and then on this side is the chorizo chili cauliflower mac and cheese. So this one's pretty much already ready to go for somebody for lunch. I have 4 boiled eggs left. I have another dish ready to go for somebody's lunch, and that is taco pie and that cauliflower mac and cheese. This is that barbecue pork roast that my daughter wanted me to make again this week because she liked it so much. So that could be for dinner, lunches, whatever, doesn't even matter. Same thing with the taco soup. The taco soup is delicious no matter when you eat it, lunch or dinner. I just went ahead and made some cauliflower rice there. It's actually the one from Costco that you just put in the microwave for 5 minutes, but I went ahead and just microwaved it for 5 minutes. I went ahead and just added a little bit of salt and pepper and butter, so that way when everybody wants to go and eat the butter chicken from Keto Connect, we can just throw the cauliflower rice as a side with that. So I haven't tried that yet, so I'm not for sure if it's good, but I'm really hoping it's good. It smelled really good. This is just the rest of that cauliflower mac and cheese. Here is that tuna salad for Oscar. This is just the ranch seasoning that I made up. Here's the lemons that we washed. This is our breakfast, so it's the chorizo, ham, bacon, and hot dogs. And then here is the egg salad you can have for breakfast, lunch, whatever. That's everything that I made today. Another thing too is we like to take the 90-second bread recipe and we take a big bowl. So we take a big bowl like this. It's like a soup bowl. It's still wet. But we make our 90-second bread in this because then it comes out bigger. I know it recommends that you do it in a mug. I personally don't like doing it in a mug. Instead, I just do it in this and I just have one piece. But you can make 90-second bread and you can throw the tuna on top of the 90-second bread and it's almost like you're having a tuna sandwich. And just a quick tip, like if you don't like eggy type breads, like I do not, so a lot of the 90-second breads recommend that you use an entire egg. I don't do that. I only use the egg whites because I don't like the way that it tastes with the egg yolks. Because the egg yolks is what makes the bread taste eggy. So that's just a little tip for y'all. If you don't like the eggy taste, leave out the yolk. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you subscribe to my channel, don't forget to tap that bell. That way you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. And don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. I will see you in my next video. Bye!